Hey up, how are we all doing? I'm the Autistic Biker. Thanks ever so much for clicking on this video, for your viewership basically. Thank you ever so much for your viewership and for your support. I really do appreciate it. So, don't look at that view. Absolutely lovely, magnificent view. I don't know if you guys can see it if I look to my left, to do it, my action can be mounted on the right hand side of my motorbike helmet. It might be like too far left, too much left for you to see, but God, what a magnificent view that were then. Oh, you can see that though, look at that. You see lovely animals, look at animals in that field. Absolutely lovely, fantastic. I am a great animal lover. Great, big, massive animal lover. I really am. So, yeah, so how are we all doing anyway? I hope we're all alright, I really do. Really hope we're alright on this fine... Thank you. On this fine Saturday afternoon. It's a Saturday. So I just wanted to put a video together for you guys, and the whole intention and aim and point of this video, the material, the content of this video, is to hopefully, for me, touch wood for me, fingers crossed as well, to hopefully inspire. I think inspire's going like a bit too far. It's not going to be like a flipping TED talk or something through visor and that and my motorbike helmet, but I think that's going a little bit too far. But basically, I just wanted to hopefully touch wood, hopefully give you guys a sort of like motivation and incentives to sort of like hopefully make you guys something put my visor down, there we go, to hopefully make you guys to want to at least just give it that go by getting out there on your bike and at least just giving it this go. So I'll just go into a little bit of the background of it. I want to go into a little bit of background of this video before I do actually start it, by going on track. But the idea came to me, or should I say the idea came from when I actually had a driving instructor. So when I was actually going through all my learning to basically pass my car test, yeah. So it's when I had a driving instructor and I was going through all my learning to pass my car test, basically, and I was with a company called Local, and I'll always remember my driving instructor's name at the time. At the time his name was Mark, and basically it gave me this. It told me this sort of like tip. This sort of like helpful, useful tip to get the most best performance-wise out of your vehicle, out of your car. So then what I've done is I sort of just like put two and two together, and I thought to myself the other week, well, it was actually a good few weeks ago now, if I'm honest, and basically I thought to myself, well, hang on, there's going to be no difference, there's no difference at all from what Mark were on about, my driving instructor were on about, to do with how to get the most best performance out of driving your car. There's no difference in terms of that, and then in terms of how to get the most best performance out of riding your motorcycle. Yeah. So what I've done is I've put 2 and 2 together, and I've just sort of like transferred the concept, if you like, or the philosophy. I've took the same philosophy and transferred the same concept over from what Mark basically told me and taught me, and I've just transferred it over on how to get the most best performance throttle wise, to do with your throttle response out of your motorbike. So then what I did is, so now that I've told you background, a little bit of background of the material content of this video, before I do go into it, before I really start going into it, I'll just say this last thing. A good couple of few weeks ago, I have put it to the test. I have put it to the physical, to the actual physical, yeah, I've put it to the actual physical test out there on the road of me riding my motorcycle, my motorbike. And just like me say, to sum it all up in a nutshell, to cut a long story short, and enough said, I've been riding my motorbike like this ever since. And it has really, really helped me, if I'm honest, to do with the performance wise from my throttle response of my motorbike. So now we're really going to get on track, right? And basically he said this, there's basically sort of like a 2-step process rule, right? There's a 1-step and a 2-step, and that's it, you're there, right? This basic, but you've got to do it in obviously a certain amount of like an orchestrated order. You've got to make sure you do the 1-step first, and then the 2-step second. You know, so going into a 30, that's good. So basically, he said this, right? Whatever miles per hour road you are actually on, right? They all have a note at the end, obviously. So you've got 3 and 0 for 30 miles an hour, and then so on, blah blah blah. Yeah. So your first rule is always take the note off the end of that 30, 40, 50, 60 or 70 whatever miles an hour road that you're on, yeah? So totally scrap, disregard, totally get rid of that 0, that note, that's on end. So then you're left with obviously that 1-digit number, aren't you? To your left, on left hand side, right? So then you're on to the second rule. So the first rule is, the first order process is, just get rid of that 0, that note. That's your first one. Second one is, whatever single digit number you're left with, very, very ever so simply, just subtract, just take away 1 from that. So just minus 1 from that 1 single digit number you're left with, right? So let's say, for example, if I'm in a 30, take away the note, the 0, so then you're left with 3. So then obviously you might be thinking, well, 30 miles an hour, so 3. So we need to be in 3rd gear, don't we? Nope, wrong. Because remember, the second rule is we just want to make sure that we subtract 1. We need to take away 1 from that 3. So 3 take 1, so 3 minus 1 is obviously 2. So then, after that one single number, I just want to cough, excuse me. After that one single digit number that you are actually left with, that is basically the number gear you do actually need to be in if you want to get the most best. Alright. If you do want to get the most best performance, as in throttle wise, from your throttle at your motorbike, at your motorcycle. And it's as simple as that. So in other words, the moral of the story is, don't be in too much of a high gear for the miles per hour road that you're actually on. In other words, don't be in too much of a high gear to basically outnumber or outweigh or sort of like cataract your RPM on your motorcycle, on your motorbike. Don't outnumber or outpower it. Don't be in too much of a high gear, right, for such little RPM that you only need to be in to do with the miles per hour road that you do actually seem to be on. So basically, another example, last example, and then I'm going to end the video there, guys. So if you are in a 40, for example, right, okay, so you've got 40, which obviously makes 40, yeah? So remember what I've said, okay? First rule, so number one, first rule is you want to totally get rid of the note, right? The note doesn't exist, forget the note isn't even there. First rule is you just need to look at that one single individual digit number that you're on, that is to your left. So for example, in this case, right, in this example, it's a 4. So then as soon as you've got that, you move on to your second order process rule, you know, calculation basically, and you just very ever so simply just take away 1, just minus 1 from that 4 for your 40 miles an hour. So 4 take 1 is obviously 3. So that number 3 obviously signifies, so that would signify, and that would indicate, yeah, what gear you need to be in, what numbered gear you need to be in to get the most best performance out of your motorbike. Absolutely dead simple as that, guys. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely dead simple as that. Dead simple as that. And there we go, there we have it. Because like I said, the aim and the moral is, you know, to not be in too much of a high gear for such low RPM, for such low revs. Do you know what I mean? And you'll find that the throttle response on your motorcycle, on your motorbike, is a lot more responsive, and it will handle and it will corner as well. You'll find that you'll find two things, at least two things. You'll find A, you'll have a much more of a smoother ride when you've got a much more better, faster throttle response, yeah? You'll have a lot more of a smoother ride. B, you'll find as well that your motorcycle, your motorbike, it goes around corners and bends a lot more freely, a lot more freer and smoother. So the actual mechanicalisms, the actual mechanicism, the mechanics of your motorbike will go around corners and bends a lot more smoother and easier. So the whole the whole operational functions, the whole functionality of your motorbike will handle, you know, will ride basically. It will ride a lot more smoother and better. So please guys, the only thing that I ask is just go out there and just at least give it just that one, just at least just that one go. That's the only thing I ask. That's the only thing I ask from you. Just at least give it that one go to see if it is for you or not. That's all. Simple as that. So yeah, that's I just basically, a good couple of few weeks ago, you know, I just thought, well, actually, I know, why not? I'll transfer that same philosophy over, and you know, that same concept basically over, because I was thinking, well, there's no difference at all whatsoever to do with what Mark told me to do with riding, driving a car, and obviously to do with riding a motorcycle, to do with the same philosophy concept. Do you know what I mean? So there we are, there we had it. So guys, I will leave it there. Please feel free to comment, saying anything you want about the nature of content, you know, the material of this video. Say anything you want, no matter what it is. Ask me anything you want. I'll always have time for you. You know that, of course I will. I'll always reply to you. I'll always respond to you. I'll always have time for you. Don't you worry about that. Just thanks so much for giving me this airtime, this viewership. In basically just seeing what I've got to say, basically. So thanks so much. I do appreciate that, guys. So I love you and leave you. I'm the Autistic Biker. And remember, if you are riding, please drive safe. Thank you. Bye bye.